is the Herdline News.
All right, well, here's an organization that got the hire right. Juwan Howard is heading to Michigan. He got a 5-year deal from his school. John Beilein just left for the Cavaliers, and they had to find a replacement for him. So he has been with the Miami Heat for about 6 years now, I believe. And two people who are excited about the hire are his former Heat teammates, Wade and LeBron. D-Wade tweeted, "Talk to me nice, say it is so. My guy deserves this opportunity. This will only be right." Then LeBron responded to Wade's tweet with his own, saying, "Man, what? Absolutely the right choice, and I hope it becomes a done deal ASAP. One of my favorite people I've ever met at the age of 16 and been around since then."
Juwan put in the time.
He has put in the time. He has a great reputation around the league. Obviously played for many years and was a part of Fab Five, which is one of the most legendary college basketball teams of all time. And obviously he's going to be headed back there. So, I mean, they have an unbelievable culture at Michigan with Michigan basketball anyway. So this makes perfect sense. Bring in someone who was a part of establishing that culture in the first place. Someone whose coaching resume can't be questioned. I mean, he's put in time with a very stable organization who loves him. And he was a big part of being the bridge between players and front office and management.
It's interesting. The Fab Five, there were 5 different guys. The 3 biggest names were, Weber, Jalen, and Juwan Howard. It's interesting. All their avenues were different. Webb was the star player and went into broadcasting, and he had some little bit of controversy with him, but he was the star player. Like C-Webb, when I think C-Webb, I think all-star. Jalen was a good player, went into broadcasting, and Howard went into coaching. And, they all ended up with kind of different brands. Now, C-Webb's got into broadcasting now, but Juwan was the guy you didn't hear a bunch about. He was never a star in the league, but he's one of those guys that puts all this time in. And when you go around the league, or my sources and I call there, everybody's like, "Oh, yeah, he's been on this track for like a decade. Even when he was playing, he was going to be a coach." Juwan never sought headlines. He never sought attention. He was kind of the grinder of the Fab Five. And here, all these years later, he's rewarded with alma mater.
Yeah.
He's the coach.
A dream job.
It's pretty amazing.
And a perfect situation, because it wasn't a situation where somebody, got fired. There's some controversy. Like, Beilein moved on to what I'm sure was his dream job, to coach in the NBA. It's the perfect situation. And it's nice to see schools doing this. Obviously, Penny Hardaway is at Memphis and has the #1 recruiting class in the country. So and the recruiting thing is not, this is what Juwan is known for, is relating to players and having relationships.
Yes, he's a relationship guy.
If you are involved with and have a hand in grassroots basketball, that's the #1 thing now. I mean, AAU and the grassroots basketball circuit is huge. I mean, we've heard about Zion for years now because of it, and it's only growing. So if you have those relationships, you can recruit from all over the country. I mean, kids from Southern California are going to Memphis now, so it's all about relationships. So it's a good hire for Michigan. Kyrie Irving is top free agent this summer. We were just discussing that. There's a strong sense his days with the Celtics are over. If he does leave Boston, maybe he reunites with LeBron in LA. Here is Brian Windhorst on Kyrie's options in free agency.
If you'd asked me 6 months ago, Sage, I'd have said the door was closed and locked. That was not going to happen. But over the last few months, there has no doubt been a thawing between Kyrie and LeBron, and Kyrie has become to be more open to joining the Lakers and has done some research on the organization. That said, with Magic leaving, that was a guy that he felt a connection to, and with the great opportunities in Brooklyn and in New York, plus Boston trying to keep him, I think the Lakers are lower on his list, but they're on his list, and that gives them a fighting chance.
And this free agency is going to be
crazy. We'll say this: he and LeBron played well together. For all their dramatic breakup, LeBron works with shooters. Always. Korver, JR, Bosch. You could argue he and Wade really didn't fit. They just made it work because they're just so great. But I mean, they kind of had.
That team had the other pieces around that if Wade and LeBron weren't the exact perfect fit. They had the shooters there. They had Ray Allen. They had Mike Miller. They had Shane.
There's never been a shooter LeBron's played with that didn't work. He works regardless of size. Kevin Love, big shooter. Bosch. Like, Kyrie's the one, because Jimmy Butler's not a pure shooter, and Kawhi's more mid-range. Kyrie and LeBron fit.
They absolutely worked. And I mean, I've argued this from the beginning. I don't understand why, if you're going to get LeBron in LA, you don't put all of the pieces around him that make LeBron successful. Ty Lue, shooters, someone like Kyrie. Now, it's obviously up to Kyrie to come here or not, but I mean, the state that the Lakers are in are because the Lakers did not build around LeBron James. I mean, we were talking about the Cavaliers earlier. Obviously, they had all of those years that weren't successful with LeBron. It's kind of a disappointment to have LeBron on your team for that long and only have one championship. But eventually, they got it right. Put the things around LeBron that he needs to be successful. LeBron is the star. He's the best player in the NBA. You should want to do that. So hopefully this will trend in that direction. I think it would be interesting. I do think that it's more of a possibility than some of the other options out there for Kyrie. Finally, Kawhi Leonard will be one of the biggest free agents this summer, along with Kyrie, and Toronto is desperate to try and keep him in the North. The newest ploy is from the CEO of Condo Store Realty, Simon Mass. He is offering Kawhi a multi-million-dollar penthouse in downtown Toronto.
What? Excuse me?
Here are some images of that. I really like that table.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Pow.
So he would be able to pick from several lavish condos at the Four Seasons, St. Regis, or Carlton residences.
So they'd give it to him?
Apparently they're giving it to him. He can stay there for free. Now, I would say that this is probably a deal you would want to keep on the low because people generally don't want everyone knowing where they live, especially when you're the biggest star in the city.
if I stayed there for 8 years, I wonder, would they let me just stay in it for free or would they give it to me?
I think it's probably a deal where they just let you stay there for free.
Because listen, man, Canada's got its taxes.
I mean, it's not a bad deal.
That's a $30,000 a month condo. I know you don't think it's much, but you give me free living. Look at that thing. Boy,
it's very nice. That is definitely an incentive. Although, again,
wow.
I do think you probably want to give them one that's not listed on pictures all over the internet. This week, also, fans have started an incentive called Kawhi and Dine. So it's an initiative for Kawhi to eat for free at for life around restaurants in the city if he signs with Toronto. So there's 50 participating restaurants already.
This is brilliant.
Uber and Lyft have also signed up, as well as a recording studio, an auto detail shop, and a law firm. So basically, Kawhi can live for free if he stays in Toronto.
Kawhi,
he's just never going to have to pay for anything ever again.
And dine. It's got a little.
It's very smart.
It's a little desperate, but it's very smart. You got to give people. Listen. What Toronto is saying is, we know we have some maybe weather disadvantages to LA, but we're going to go all in on this, and I think it's great. I think it's very funny.
I mean, I don't think it's desperate at all. Like he is going to be legendary there no matter what. He's there for a year, and they're in the Eastern Conference Finals. They very well may go to the finals. Why wouldn't they want to do everything to keep him in Toronto? And it just shows that the fan base is very passionate and they want to wrap their arms around him and make him their guy. I mean, you can basically just own Toronto. It's very smart.
That's great. Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
I'm totally fine if someone wants to start a Joy Eats for Free campaign around the LA.
Listen to this. The Warriors just announced Kevin Durant calf strain is unlikely to return for the start of the finals, but they're hopeful he returns at some point during the finals. He has not been cleared yet for on-court activities. So I'm going to throw this out there. This is my theory on this. I'm just going to throw this out. Because they're winning all these games without KD. What's the value of coming back until the Golden State Warriors trail? There's no value. If you come back game one and you lose, that's not great. If I'm Kevin Durant, I just watch the finals. And then if Golden State is down 2-1, I come in and I save the day. But if you don't think branding matters, I'm dead serious. This sounds crazy.
No, I don't think it sounds crazy. I just think he's really hurt. I don't think he is. I don't think he's coming back for the finals at all. That's a that's a tough injury to recover from. You have to rest forever.
Man, 10 more days and he's not going to be ready for the start. All right. Okay. Coming up next, Drake's on the sidelines. He's just one of those famous people that we automatically connect to one team. We'll give you a list. Pretty interesting. That's coming up next. You know what's crazy? Only 17% of Americans. That's it. It's a pretty small number. Only 17% of Americans have home security. And the reasons why, people think it's a huge hassle and it's really expensive. And that's generally true, but not with Simply Safe. CNET awarded them their Editor's Choice Award twice. The Verge calls Simply Safe the best home security system in the country. So, first of all, there's no contract or hidden fees. And it's only $15 a month. So it's not expensive, per se. Also, it's easy to order. Set up under an hour. No wires, no tools. So it's not the headache everybody thinks. Because cost and headache are why more people don't have home security. Price is always fair and honest. No contracts, hidden fees, no wires. 45 minutes. You'll have it up. Go to simplysafecolin.com, C-O-L-I-N, simplysafecolin.com. For the record, free shipping and a 60-day risk-free trial when you order.